This weapon is broken. Imagine face tanking Renala and just blasting out copious amounts of damage, with huge bleed explosions boosting your damage, or rather Mother Mature being turned into sushi in no time. And yes, she can't actually throw you down because you are enduring with the Ash of War endure whatever they're trying to do to you. And the best part is, while you're standing there enduring everything and you can't get stopped from attacking, you're actually leeching back HP with the quick attack that the Twinblade provides. The Blacksteel Twinblade is incredible because it's a quad scaling weapon: Strength, Dex, Faith, and Arcane. Because as soon as you put on the Ash of War, you can put it over to Bleed, get your blood loss buildup up to 136, which is crazy because this means 1 bleed every 3 hits, plus the bonus of holy damage the weapon natively just has. And since no one can punch us out of our attacks, we can play the Twinblade Talisman, which enhances the final hit of chain attacks, ergo we're going through with 1 full combo, by 45%. And we're leeching our HP back by using Malenia's Great Rune. Attacks recover HP after damage is taken. They hit you, we endure, we soak back. Now let me show you the location of every single piece of equipment, an example boss fight at the end, stats you need for all your incantations and to wield every single piece of gear, and there are timestamps in the description below so you can jump to any point that you're interested in. Now to the star of the show, the Blacksteel Twinblade. Where do you get it? And that is right after beating Renala from the High Road Cross side of Grace. You have to ride all the way up that mountain through the camp of Mesmer soldiers, which is essentially just down the road and then turn to the left. There will be a furnace golem who's trying to stop you. The blade is 100% there. As you arrive on top of the hill, there will be an opponent that is essentially using the Blacksteel Twinblade, and you'll just kill him. You got it. GG. The Ash of War we're using is called Endure. Assume an anchored stance to brace for incoming attacks, briefly boosting poise. Damage taken while using the skill is reduced. And the way how you're using it is Endure, then you have it long enough for 1 full combo, the white haze goes away, Endure, 1 full combo, and so on. It perfectly works well with your stamina recovery. The Ash of War can be bought in the main game, Limgrave, and then the War Master's Shack right next to the Stormhill Shack side of Grace. Here's Nightburnal. You'll either kill him or buy it from him. If you kill him, you can bring his bell to the round table hold to get it there. The thing about killing Nightburnal is he also provides you with a good armor set that you can actually use for this build, because we want something that gives you a good physical damage negation so we can just stand there and eat all the damage they're dishing out. And for this, you especially want the Dragoncrest Greatshield Talisman. That one can be found at Malenia's stream. We're starting at the Drainage Channel side of Grace, making our way downwards onto the roots. And it's quite easy to miss, as you might just jump a little bit too far down beforehand. Going down on this tree, over on the other one, but now instead of straight up jumping onto the roof, we're going up to the next root, and then there's that hole in the roof. If you drop through this onto the rafters, there will be here a chest that will contain said talisman. Now we exterminate the younglings. Now to the Twinblade Talisman, and I think it's way too good. 45% bonus damage for the last part of the combo as we get our combo every time through is quite nice. Alternative, we can use the two-handed sword talisman, which increases our damage with two-handed weapons. Now I'll show you the location of both so you can just test it out yourself what you prefer. For the Twinblade Talisman, it's main game Limgrave down here at Castle Morn, and we're start at the behind the castle side of Grace. And from here on out, you just jump downwards. Make sure to not kill yourself. And then we're running right to that tower. And as you make your way up the ladder, at the end of the ladder, there will be a chest, and that one has the Twinblade Talisman. The two-handed weapon talisman can be found at the Temple Town Ruins, right next to the Temple Town Ruins site of Grace. Now, you might have not found this region yet, but you can enter this by starting at the Morth Ruins and riding here to this body of water. Heading straight towards our marker, you can see the body of water, and there will be an underground cave system through a swampy region that straight up leads you there. You might have not discovered this yet, but it's absolutely worth it, especially as there is way more to discover over there. There's not only the town, there is also a couple of dungeons, some more bosses, and a mausoleum, if I'm not completely mistaken. There was a lot we got from it. Go past that tree, and then you're in the swampy region, and now you're essentially just going to follow the swampy region and enter the ginormous cave mouth in front of you, and you're already at the Rao base. From the Ancient Ruins base, you're just simply making your way to the Temple Town's Ruins site of Grace. Get on your mound, turn around, and you have to find a tiny hidden hole in the wall, or do a little jump on these tarbs. Recommend the hole in the wall. Just if you want to challenge yourself, do the jumps on the tarbs. Turning to the left, tiny hole, riding up, and then you simply get over the bridge, and that's it. Done. Ignore the opponent that's at the end here. And then we're looting the chest for our talisman. Now, your third talisman is the Rotted Sword Insignia or Millicent's Prothesis. They're both available from the Millicent quest, and I'll have a link in the description below to the whole quest line. Alternative, you can get the Winged Sword Insignia, which is slightly weaker, but you can get it in 5 minutes. You start at Lernia of the Lake Shore side of Grace. Yes, here at the bottom of the lake. And then you're just riding towards the gigantic Stormvale Castle, because below it is a cave. Now again, the Millicent questline will give you a 11, 13, and 17% boost. The Winged Rotten Sword Insignia being the highest, the Processes being 2% lower than that, and the Winged Sword Insignia again being a few percent lower than the Processes. But as I said, if you just ride into this cave, activate the side of Grace of the Stillwater Cave, and then you're just making your way alongside the rocks here without falling down, because if you fall down, you're straight up going to be poisoned, and who wants to be poisoned? And at the end is a very simple opponent waiting for you. The Millicent questline is a bit more convoluted and is going to take you some time. Now, I did fall down because I'm a bot, as it seems. Make your way past the gigantic flower, go through the darkness to make your way to the next poison area. Walk alongside the floorboard so you're not getting poisoned. Don't get shot by these dudes in the back. And as you're jumping down to the left, you're already at the Clean Rot Knight. Yep, that dude is just hiding and waiting for you, but he has the Winged Sword Insignia. Endure once again and send him to his maker. Next up is the Lords of Blood Exultation. Blood loss in the vicinity increases attack power, and that one is incredible. Alternative, you could just wield the two-handed sword talisman together with the Twinblade talisman, but that blood loss in vicinity bonus damage is just too good to not take. Step 1 is teleporting to the Avenue balcony in Leyendell City, and then you make your way down the stairs, jump over the railing, and then get into the well. And no worries, this part here is a little bit sped up. The complicated roundabout part in the maze I'll do in normal style talk along. After getting that side of Grace, go over the floor, roll down the ladder, and then make sure that on that wooden board you right hit the middle to land on the pipe below. Be careful with the stupid lobsters, they'll try to eat your booty. Roll your way past them and get the next side of Grace. Now here's this little hint. There's 2 items behind you at the lobsters that you want to get after getting the side of Grace. There's a Somber Smithing Stone 7, which is always nice to have. And yes, one of the earlier times you can actually get a Somber Smithing Stone 7. And there's the Shackle for Moog. The same shackle exists for him as did for Margaret the Fell Omen to make the fight easier for you. Navigating the next part can be stupid, so we're doing a normal pacing style video. You head downwards and this door is Closed. Go left. Jump over the altar and get up the stairs. This is what we will return to. But in order to return here, there is a lot of roundabouts to take. After going up the ladder, you see the room, turn right. There's fire happening. You don't really care for the fire. You're going to let it blast down. And we're not going to the statue. We're going past the statue. On the right. You know you're right when you see the big statue. Then head to the right again. And there's one big dude. You know you're also correct. Jump straight down. Turn to the left. Straight. Turn to the right. Stairs up. You want to go the stairs up. See a room in front of you that's empty. Turn around. Another one of these. This looks eerily similar to where we have been before, right? This time, you go to the connector and head to the statue and bonk it downwards. Bonk. Hit it again and get upwards. You see this altar room with the statue? You're correct. This is where you want to be. Turn to the right again. And if you do notice that these two imps are there, and the pit where you can fall into, you die if you fall in there. You're on the correct track. Jump down the ladder, and then make your way straight down. And this is exactly where everything started. Pull the lever, jump down, turn around, it goes up, and it goes straight. If we're going straight, you return back to where everything has started. Boom. Then you can rest at the site of grace. The boss is Asgar, Priest of Blood, and he has 2 dogs with him. Now, the dude himself is quite simple because he can actually get staggered, which is quite nice. You should look out though because, well, he does have the Reduvia and he does some other shebangs and, well, yeah. For our equipment, we mentioned the Beast Champion armor that you essentially get for killing Knight Bernal. That works very good. If you have a bit more endurance, you could put on anything heavier like the weapons armor, or if you already killed the DLC boss, you might be choosing his armor. But Knight Bernal, I always like the look of it. As the helmet, we're playing the White Mask of Var. And that one has a whole questline in itself again that is linked in the description below. Helmet would be the White Mask of Var, which increases your damage again if blood loss occurs in the vicinity. That has a whole questline linked in the description below as well. If you don't want to get that, no worries. There is an alternative, and it's called the Fire Knight Helmet. The Fire Knight Helmet can be farmed from the Fire Knights. This increases maximum HP, stamina, and maximum equipment load. Yes, everything goes up a wee bit. It's actually 3.2 in equipment load, which might allow you to put on a bit heavier piece of equipment straight away. Also, it does actually look quite funny. For the Wondrous Physick, I play the Stone Barb Cracked here, which gives us a chance to poise break the enemy. As we're only light attacking, it doesn't happen often, but you're slice and dicing away, so it will happen. And technically, since we're soaking HP back up, you could use the Blood Soaking Cracked here, which enhances attacks at the cost of HP and Mixed Physique. And that one can be had at the Ruins of Anti, and you have to get to the Castle Watering Hole. For this, we'll begin at the Shadowkeep main gate, make our way to the right after you killed the boss and unlocked the shortcut. Ignore the dudes, go upstairs, and this is essentially the region right before the main castle where the Fire Knight is waiting for you. There's the Fire Knight. But you do turn to the right, and there is a Desperate Dave. He's lying on the ground trying to get your attention. We're making our way down the ladder inside the waterfall hidey hole, and then down the next ladder into the coffin. And this will straight up take you to the castle watering hole. Here you have a furnace golem that is deactivated in front of the ginormous gate in front of you, which means you're going to craft yourself a hefty furnace pot, throw it in his face, he gets activated, and then you jump attack his legs until he's dead, giving you said cracked tier. and it actually boosts our damage by 20% for only 1 HP per second. And as we're soaking HP back with Malenia's Great Rune, that doesn't matter. Talking about Malenia, step 1. You simply have to kill the Goddess of Rot and pick up her Great Rune, and then teleport all the way at the bottom to Limgrave to the Isolated Merchant's Shack, and we're going for the Tower of Return. That one is quite hard to miss because you essentially straight away see it all the way from the shack right up to it and get to the top because there's a teleporter chest. And this teleporter chest straight up brings you to Leyendell, the burning ashen capital. Get on your horse, activate the Site of Grace, ignore the golem or kill him however you feel like it. There's an item to the right that you might want to take or not, and then there is the teleporter that brings you to Malenia's Isolated Tower, which is situated right here in the middle of the Lake of Nothingness. Go upstairs, activate the Great Rune, done. Now you can regain HP with every hit. For Incantations Sorceries, we'll use the normal Finger Seal, and then we're playing Golden Vow for the huge multiplicative bonus damage and the 10% damage reduction. And on top of that, we're adding Flames Grant Me Strength, which multiplies with Golden Vow for even more damage. Keep in mind, Golden Vow lasts for 90 seconds, while Flames Grant Me Strength is only 30. So always start with buffing Golden Vow. As the third incantation, you could play Bestial Vitality. This one gradually heals you over time for 120 seconds to kind of counter-effect your tanking and the cracked tier that drains your HP for bonus damage. That one you can get in Kaled at the Bestial Sanctum for giving the dude 3 death roots. He'll then hand you Bestial Vitality. Now 30 seconds doesn't sound long on Flames Grant Me Strength, but the boss fights don't even last that long ever. Now let me actually show you the Renala boss fight and the whole rotation on how it works before I tell you what stats you kind of need for the build. One hand your weapon, Golden Vow, Bestial Vitality, enter the area, select Flames Grant Me Strength, put Flames Grant Me Strength on, drink your flask, get some more mana, two-hand the weapon, and then just simply endure. So she can't boost you away. Bash away. Endure. Bash away again. Wait for your stamina to regain. Endure. And win. That's it. That's the damage you're outputting. For the stats, I'm currently level 187. We're looking at 55 vigor, and you would like to get that at 60 in the long run. Mine is at 19, so we could summon a summon if you wish then to do so. Endurance on 25 and strength to 18. That is for wielding the weapon. Dexterity is the biggest scaling of the weapon. It's a B tier dex scaling, and that's why I want it as high as possible. Currently, it's only at 16 because we need to push our arcane also up to 55 or at least 50. That our bleeding buildup is getting bigger because without any point of arcane, I think you're sitting at 89 roughly, and you want it at least to be over 100. So every third hit is a bleed. Lastly, faith needs to be 25 for all 3 incantations to be able to be put out. Your most important stat to get up in the beginning is Dex, and then again, Arcane all the way up to that 101 blood build up. Then you can fill up the other stats and slowly start pushing Arcane further up for even more blood build up and bleed damage. And then later, Dexterity now towards level 200 all the way to 80. Now, I hope this is a playstyle you will enjoy. Alternative, we have the Thorns Incantation Madness for you that essentially downs Radahn in 8 casts. Yes, it's absolutely crazy. So if you have a friend that rather likes to be the caster instead of slice and dicing up front, or that's yourself, enjoy the video. Thank you for watching and have a fantastic good day.